Hello everyone. Glad to be back in one piece. House is good. Everything's good here in Oklahoma. So I was lucky. But there was a lot of stuff flying around. As I said in a previous reading for anybody who might be new to this one, yeah, I had predicted that there might be a tornado or some kind of damaging storm coming in. We were predicted to have a lot that day, but luckily we didn't have as much. And we did have one storm that came through, and it did some widespread wind damage across the city. But other than that, we're good. So today I'm going to do this is what you need to know from the interstellars, ETs. This is for my star seeds. We are one, and I like to give you guys messages when I can. My guide, I think she helps me a lot. He, she, oh, well, they. I say they. They don't really, they're kind of fluid. So, as a being, but they are very wonderful to me. They guide me very well. They keep me safe and protected. I absolutely love having an Arcturian for a guide. With that being said, so I've laid out 4 cards for you, just kind of seeing what's up, what messages they want to tell you, and I'm getting a clear one as I laid it down. I have a couple of Ascendant Oracle. I say Ascendant Oracle, yes. The Threads of Fate Oracle. It's the Ascendant version. They have so many different versions of this. But I have a couple of those for you at the end for advice. But please take what resonates and leave the rest. So what we have here is what came out. We have the 6 of Wands, the 9 of Pentacles, and the Emperor. And then I asked kind of what's next after all this. So the message that I'm getting is that there is a recognition happening with the 6 of Wands. There is a recognition of your heritage, your starseed heritage. You guys are kind of, you're becoming aware, you're waking up, if you want to put it that way. Sometimes they call it a spiritual awakening, but there's this awakening where you realize, like, we're not alone out here. I mean, it's selfish to think, in my opinion, it's selfish to think that we are the only human beings on the only planet, in the entire universe here. No. I mean, we're just in one galaxy. There's over 600, billion galaxies out there? I'm not perfect with the math, but there's a lot. The universe is vast. And there are other Earth-like planets out there, and they have found evidence of the ability to sustain life on other planets, even in our own solar system. So who's to say there weren't other bugs or animals, plants, humans, anything? Maybe not humans, but beings of some sort. But you're awakening to that idea, and as you wake up and you become aligned with your spiritual path, you are realizing the 6 of Wands is giving you that recognition. You're like, oh, I've done this all before, and you're becoming aware of your heritage of being a starseed. And when I say starseed, you're not just one. I've had many different lives as many different species, and I'm just becoming more aware of that as I go. And sometimes it explains some of the dreams I've had, some of the messages I get. It's quite interesting. And there are places you can go. There are Facebook groups. There are meetup groups that you can get online, and you can go and talk to them about the interstellars and the ETs. You can talk about your experiences if you've seen UFOs or you have any kind of communication. It might sound wild to those of you who are like, what is this? But by now, most people have heard this kind of thing. I'm trying to get away from a lot of labels, but I know I have to label things so that you guys will understand. Because there is these universal labels that go along with it, but everybody's experience is unique, in my opinion. But that being said, that 6 of Wands is saying there's an awakening. But you're also, not only are you awakening to this idea of your, extraterrestrial heritage, but the 9 of Pentacles, you're growing, you're very independent of that. You're shedding these, they call it limiting beliefs. I know you've heard this before, but you're shedding what you thought you knew. I mean, we're raised to think a certain way on this planet. Like, oh, we're human, we're born, everything is scientific, everything is just fact. Scientific fact, and, we're indoctrinated with religion and different things, but then everybody's different and there's fighting. There's a lot of violence and hatred and non-acceptance of a lot of people, a lot of different things. I mean, we get tired of it, but we're waking up. If you're waking up, that means that you have a purpose. And some people call it light workers. Some people say they're empaths. Some people say, they can communicate with different beings. There's a lot of different ways that people are going to go about it, a lot of different labels out there. But if you're waking up, I think you do have a purpose here. And maybe your purpose is to put that love out into the world, you know, being who you authentically are as your soul in your human body, is a way of raising the vibrations around you. Like, you're out there changing people's lives and you don't even know it. You know, we come into people's lives and we trigger them. We trigger their transformations, their change. Somebody may have come into your life or something happened that triggered you to become that Six of Wands, you know, that energy of it, the awakening. I was triggered that way. You're probably triggered that way. The Nine of Pentacles just speaks of being very strong and very independent of that. You're shedding these old limited beliefs. You don't need them anymore. You're starting to realize, like, or I say realize, but maybe remember. We don't remember everything, but you're starting to feel of familiarity. I can't even say that word, but things are familiar to you. You're starting to feel, even if you don't know, but you're starting to be drawn to certain people, certain places, certain things. Something catches your eye or something, you hear something that, you know, you're like, oh, I'm interested. I got to hear more. But there are certain things that you're feeling the magnetic pull to. You're drawn to it. This is being a starseed. Like, you're not just a starseed, but you have a purpose. You've chosen to live this life on Earth. And as a starseed, you are going to figure out, you know, what your purpose is. But I feel like for the most part, most of us here are waking up and learning that we're here to help. I'm supposed to share my gifts with the world. Are people going to believe that? No. Am I going to get negative comments? Sure, yeah. Do I care? Not really. Water off a duck's back. Everybody's entitled to their opinion and their beliefs. They don't have to. Although there's no reason to come on and just be, you know, asinine on my channel for that. I mean, I don't need that kind of negativity. And I think that negativity that people put out there, like, okay, that's your opinion, but I have the right to delete that and remove you if I need to, because who needs that? That's just bringing down the positivity. And I'd rather stay positive. You know, I like positive. I like inspirational. I like doing different things. And the thing is, I'm just being me. It's not fake. This is who I am. Being fake, I've always been my authentic self, but I always felt like there was more to me. And I feel like, I feel like it resonates with you guys, and I hope it does. That you feel like there's more to you, that you're deeper than that you have this locked away part of yourself that you want to unlock. It's like inside of yourself, there's a door that's closed and locked, and you're like, what's behind the door? I want to know. And it's a lot of ancient knowledge. It's a knowing about things. And once you start to unlock all of that, you know, a lot of your starseed history is in there too. I feel like you guys are getting there. So that's the thing. You have the recognition. You're starting to wake up. And here we got the Nine of Pentacles. You're shedding these old beliefs that are outdated and they don't make sense to you. You're disconnecting from what doesn't serve you anymore. And then the Emperor is all about coming into your power. You're coming into your power as your most authentic self, awakening in your spiritual journey and being strong in your intuition, trusting it, believing it, having faith in it. You know, you trust what you're feeling and you trust what the knowing is. You're paying attention. Now you're starting to see the signs, you know, and the synchronicities in life. You're getting messages, things like that. You are awakening. A lot of your psychic abilities are going to awaken. We're all psychic, guys. Everybody. Every last one of us. Everybody calls it gut instinct or intuition, but that's what it is. Some people just kind of keep it simple and decide that, no, you know, that's just me, you know, my gut instinct. It's nothing more than that. Well, that's your opinion. But I believe that those of us who open up to it and lean more into it, we get stronger. And I think that's where you're at. Like, you're coming into the most powerful part of yourself. So I think that is amazing. And I asked what's coming next. The Interstellars, like, they're showing you your path here. You're coming into your power. 10 of Cups. This is great. This is going to be more emotionally fulfilling for you because you will be living your most authentic self. I don't know how many times I can say that. This is going to turn into a drinking game, right? But the 10 of Cups just means like you're going to be brought a lot of fulfillment and happiness and abundance. And I think that it's going to make your life a lot better because you don't feel like you're missing something anymore. You don't feel like you're hiding anything anymore. You're just being you. And embrace the weirdness. And other people, your friends, your family, not everybody's going to understand. You're going to be disconnected from the people that don't get it. You're going to be disconnected from people who, may not take your view well, but you will find your tribe. I say soul tribe, whatever that is. Even if that's me or if that's others like that do things like this, go and seek knowledge, learn, and you will be guided in the right direction. So with that, I'm going to read your oracle cards, the Threads of Fate. This is funny. I got ancestors, and so I feel like that Six of Wands talked about your heritage. So when I say ancestors, your ancestors it could be human, but we could also talk about our ET ancestry. I'm trying to come up with new words here, guys. Yeah. I like how there's a world behind this feminine figure, and she's rooted, Her hair is almost like rooted out like a tree. She's full of knowledge in her mind, but it's rooted out like connecting to the divine, but yet she's rooted in her feet to the earth. But your ancestors don't all have to be human. You could have ancestry related to any other types of beings, including the ETs and the interstellar. And I think that they're trying to tell you that you do have ancestry out there with them, and you yourself have probably lived different lives as different species of ET. Just having a conversation with a group today about that and listening in on that was eye-opening, and I felt a resonation with that myself. So that's pretty interesting. That advice is to kind of lean into that, and I don't know how you want to go about it, but maybe you do your research and start looking in what do you identify with in your interstellar heritage. Like, is there certain species? Do you feel like you are drawn to one thing more than another? And maybe look into getting some readings if you want that. I mean, there's a lot out there to find. There's some legitimate people out there that are amazing at this. And so I would suggest trying to look up people and go and see. Like, maybe you can join some of these groups and you can find knowledge on it. And trust me, this stuff will start popping up. Now that I've mentioned it and now that you're awake to it, you're not going to miss the signs. You're like, oh, I need to go to that. Your other card here is take a risk. Yeah. If you felt like you were diminished before and you were limited, kind of chained by these old beliefs that are outdated, now that you're shedding all of that and you don't need it with that Nine of Pentacles, when you're stepping into the Emperor, you're stepping into control. You're not going to be afraid to put yourself out there. Does it seem risky? Yeah. Are people going to be rude and hateful to you? Yeah, sure, because that's where humans are heading. It seems like a lot of humans are like that. A lot of people aren't waking up and they don't believe in it, whatever they want. But, when the time comes, if you're ready, you're ready. If they're not, I don't know how they're going to handle it. But I would rather be prepared than to not be prepared. You know what I'm saying? So, and you can take those risks, going out there, making new friends, like find the people that are going to be your soul tribe. Find the people that will accept you for who you are and your newfound beliefs. And don't be afraid to take that risk with, learning more and taking classes and things like that. Just seek that knowledge. Don't let anyone stop you from it. I hope this was a helpful message from your interstellars. Until next time, guys.